Hey yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com, and as you can tell, excuse me, we are on the couch, so it's time for another weekly movie review. Well, first off, let me apologize. I have been incredibly sick this week and was actually going to take the week off, but since I've been laying on the couch or in bed since Tuesday, and it is now Friday, watching movies and TV the entire time, I figured I might as well get in front of the camera and do a quick video. So I apologize. I'm sure I look like garbage. I'm sure I sound like garbage. This is the second time in 4 days I've even left my room. I caught some really bad cold or something, and whew, it's taking me down. I felt like I was in the movie Contagion or something. So I'm sure I look like garbage. I apologize. I should have used my non-HD camera for this one. Because if I look 1/10 as bad as I feel, it's not pleasurable for y'all. But still wanted to do the video for what I was able to see. One of the movies I saw, and most of the movies I've seen were all from earlier, or from my collection already. I wasn't able to get out and rent any other movies. This one I'd actually rented earlier on in the week. I finally just got around to seeing it. So I want to say first off that I know I'm going to lose some street cred and some points from some of my viewers for reviewing this movie. I also know it's a very cheap attempt to get some extra views for my videos. I get that, and I'm not above it. So now that that's out of the way, without any other disclaimers, let's get straight to this week's weekly movie review. And it is none other than the fourth installment in the Twilight series, that of Breaking Dawn Part 1. Okay, before you turn off the video, before you tear me apart and swear that you're never going to come to MatthewMaley.com again, let me just say that I'm reviewing this from strictly a movie perspective, because that's the only perspective I have on it. I'm not some twihard. I'm not some dude who's making pilgrimages to Forks. There are those people out there. I'm not hating on y'all. Do your thing. Scare me a little bit, but just do you. But I have seen all the movies. I will admit to that. And I would like to point out that the reason I even saw them is because I went with one of my best friends, and she convinced me. And with that being said, this is going to just be from a standard movie-going perspective. This isn't from some obsessive fan perspective or from some crazy 12-year-old's perspective. This is just a review on the movie. As you guys know, because there's no way that you couldn't know, it stars all the same people that the other ones have, from Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart, Lautner Ashley Greene, Jackson Rathbone, I think is his name, guy who plays Jasper, and then my dude, who I think's pretty tight, is Kellen Lutz. I think he's a pretty cool cat. So the last flick left with them prepping to get married, which I have not read the books. I have only seen the movies, though I do know what happens, because if you couldn't tell what was going to happen after being 10 minutes into the first movie, well, you were probably a 12 or 13-year-old girl. No disrespect intended, just being real. So I will say that the third movie I actually enjoyed. I won't say that it was a good movie, but of them, that was the one that I liked the most. I thought the first movie was some of the worst acting I've ever seen in a big budget motion picture. As well, the wig they had Taylor Lautner in was, oh my God, that had to have been one of the worst things I've ever seen. I've seen homeless people with weaves in that looked better than that thing. Oh my God, it was horrible. And really just everything about it was just uncomfortable. I just thought, really, I think that the movies could have been a lot better if Kristen Stewart hadn't been a part of them. I just really don't think that she's got a good mix on screen with Robert Pattinson, or for that matter, even with Taylor Lautner. I just don't think that they mesh well on screen. And I know that's partly her acting style as kind of the shy, put-offish type of lead. She was the same way in Runaways with Dakota Fanning, which is a decent flick. But I really just didn't think that the first movie had very good on-screen charisma together at all. But, you know, it is what it is. It was still an movie. I mean, I personally gave the first one 2 stars. Not a good movie by any means. That's technically in my category for bad. I mean, I didn't turn it off, but then again, I can't really tell you the last movie that I actually turned off or, you know, didn't finish watching. So first movie, I would give 2 stars. Second movie was, I mean, the first movie was pretty much all just Jacob. I mean, I'm sorry, just Edward around. Taylor Lautner's there for like 3 scenes to show off his horrible wig, and then that's it. And the second movie is pretty much all Jacob, which is still kind of weird because he's in love with her and she's not, whatever. I give the second movie 2 stars as well. I thought the acting was a little bit better, but I still just felt that it was just a bad movie, to be quite honest. I mean, yes, the acting was better, and yes, some of the dialogue got better, but there still were scenes that you were just like, really? Like the whole scene where she's riding around on the motorcycle trying to see Edward. Corny, get out of here. And I know I'm not the demographic that these movies are made for. I understand that, but still, could do a better job. So that got us to the third movie. And the third movie, I actually saw first. I saw the third movie in theaters with one of my friends, and then we went with my homegirl Amy, one of my absolute best friends, and then we went back and saw the first 2 afterwards. So I did see it out of order, but I will say that I thought the third one was actually a decent movie. Not a good movie. I don't have it in my collection. I'm never going to. But I would give it 3 stars. I felt that there was actually some good writing in this one. The back and forth that was, you know, in between Jacob and Edward. Jacob making comments about, you know, being dead, and Edward making comments about dogs and, you know, fleas and stuff like that. The little jabs were, you know, were pretty well done. I mean, there was still tons of contrived, you know, force-fed controversy. The scene where Bella's getting hypothermia, just has to cuddle up with Jacob, and, you know, a lot of that stuff I thought was over the top and pretty corny. But I also thought there was some pretty cool action in it, and I did like that, you know, the both Jacob and Edward were able to rally their clans to work together for the sake of saving Bella. So if I haven't already lost every single one of my male viewers and probably some of my female viewers just because I was mocking 12 and 13-year-olds for liking this and being tryhards, let's keep going. And now let's finally get to the 4th video. Excuse me. So I will say first off that I definitely did not have as high hopes for this film because I knew that they were making it into 2 movies essentially, just to make more money. So that already put kind of a bad taste in my mouth going in before before I ever even saw it. But I still, you know, I'm the type of person, if I see like the first movie in a trilogy or whatever, I'm always gonna watch the rest of them. That's just how I am. I'm horrible like that. But from the jump, I already did have a little bit of a foul taste in my mouth, and I knew that they were gonna, you know, I pretty much had an idea of what they were gonna do with it before I even saw the movie, and I haven't read the books. But just to give you a basic synopsis, the big thing of this is the fact that they're going to get married. That's right, Edward and Bella are getting married, much to the sadness of Jacob. very early on, which I was surprised. I actually thought that they were going to, and I think they should have made the wedding process a little bit more time consuming and actually built it up a little bit more, kind of gone into the plans leading up to it. Because it's been a while since I saw the third one, but I really don't think they did much of that in the third one. And in this one, it's just kind of like, all right, open movie. Oh, hey, they're married. I just thought that there was a little bit, too much of that. I just thought it jumped there really quick. From there, they then go on their honeymoon, and dun, dun, dun. Edward knocks her up. That's right, kids. Use birth control. Even if you're having sex with a mythical beast that should not be able to impregnate you, it really does open up some questions like, do vampires finish? I'm confused. Really confused, actually. Does it sparkle as well, like their skin? So, while on honeymoon, she becomes pregnant with a demon seed, literally. Some type of mixture between man and creature is now growing inside of her, and really the rest of the movie is just spent with her getting sicker and sicker because of the baby, until finally the end comes and dun dun dun, what's going to happen? The big change of this one is it forces Jacob to break off from his pack, because his overall undying love for Bella causes him to hold that higher than his own pack. So that caused some decent tension. And again, I thought it was kind of cool seeing Jacob working hand in hand with the Cullen family. We're all vampires. The ending, I'm not going to give anything away for anybody who hasn't seen the movie or hasn't read the books, but there is a little twist right at the very end that I didn't know was going to happen. So that was kind of interesting and really solved a couple issues that could have carried over into the fifth and final movie. But I'm not going to go into that. So my general discussion for it is like I started to say earlier, I really do think that they could have built up the wedding a little bit more. As well as there were some good moments in the wedding, because at the wedding you have a bunch of vampires, all of the Cullen side, as well as some humans from Bella's side, and then you also had some of the wolves from Jacob and his pack as well. So it was actually kind of, there were some fun little moments in that, if you will, kind of playing off the whole, what wedding is normal, and then kind of went into that. But really then it just went straight to honeymoon, sex, lots of sex, vampire sex, and breaking stuff, and Edward not being able to control as well, because I guess because of the blood flow for a woman, it causes him to go a little extra crazy. Though, if there's no blood flow in vampires, how's that happen? I guess it's just one of those things you just accept. But I will give Kristen Stewart some credit. I don't think she's a good actress. I never have liked her, and I've never really found her to be very believable. But I will say that she played a sick and getting sicker person to a T, with some great makeup, and she definitely did a good job with that. One thing I thought was really funny is it's pretty well established that the author Stephanie Meyer is very religious, and this was a blatant pro-life argument. Definitely not pro-choice, definitely pro-life, even though this demon seed, literally, that's growing inside of her has the potential to kill her. And everyone, Edward included, feels that it's the smartest thing to get rid of it in any way they can. Bella and, surprisingly, Rosalie's character are staunchly, this will not happen. We are not getting rid of this. We can make it work. I'm the mother. It's not a choice that even to be made. So it was kind of funny. There were some points in that I'm watching and I seriously felt like I was watching an anti-abortion commercial. But, it's well known that she's religious, so that makes sense why she would, take it there. I'm speaking of Stephanie Meyer. So the only thing, well, not the only thing, but one of the other things that I'll say is the movie just was kind of boring. There was some suspense building up as the other wolves are wanting to kill both Bella and this Satan spawn because they feel that the baby will break the treaty that has been withstanding between the wolves and the vampires, and therefore they just want to get rid of it so they don't even have to worry about that. So there were a couple moments that came up, some little battles, if you will, but nothing anywhere near as cool as in the third one. I mean, if you think those battles were cool, which for the movie, that's about as cool as things getting it. I always like how they show, the vampire's speed, and more than just straight running. And that's something that they did pretty well. Like the scene when he's packing, and a couple other scenes, like it shows him, excuse me, showing how fast he is. So that's some things like that were kind of cool. But for the most part, it was a pretty basic movie. Not as good as the third one, in my opinion. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. Better than the first one for sure. I would say a little bit better than the second one. So I would say it's definitely a 2.5 star movie. Not even average. I would say it's below average. Which sucks because we all know it's going to go ahead and sweep every single MTV Movie Award, and then we get to listen to lots of little 12-year-olds scream on MTV. I don't know. It's not like it matters. It's not like any adults watch MTV anymore except me for Jersey Shore. God, it's a train wreck. But it always sucks when I watch the movie awards because it's just a tradition that I do, and I see a movie that I want to win, and they end up having it lose to some garbage, best wink category, and yeah, it's corny. But overall, at the end of the day, it's really what you expect it's going to be. If you're a Twilight fan, you've already seen it, and you're going to buy it when it comes out, and you're probably going to love it. In fact, you probably already do love it, and it's probably getting you all excited for when the final movie comes out. Especially with how they end this one, it really puts everything on a pedestal for the next one. But the only thing that sucks is that because there's another one, there's a scene towards the end where you're just like, oh, well, I already know what's going to happen with her because, well, you already know what's going to happen. I know she's going to be okay with this because, well, you already know what's going to happen. So, I thought that took away from some of the potential suspense, honestly. But, like I said, if you like Twilight, you're going to like the movie. If you don't, you're probably not going to like this. But then again, you probably aren't going to watch it because if you don't like Twilight, why would you watch the 4th one in the series? Honestly, my excuse is I want to see how it ends. I mean, even though I know how it's going to end, I'm horrible at that. I can't not watch follow-up movies. I'm awful. Even if the movie's garbage, I'm still going to watch it. Like, I watched Shanghai Nights. Do you know how bad Shanghai Nights was? As actually good as Shanghai Noon was, that's how bad Shanghai Nights was, and I still watched it. I watched Rush Hour 3, and I'll even watch Rush Hour 4 if there is one. So I'm a sucker for that. I don't know why. But overall, like I said, it is what it is. 2.5 star movie. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully, like I said, the part of the reason why I reviewed a Twilight movie is because I know a ton of people search for Twilight. So it's my cheap attempt to get my face out there, and hopefully people like my reviews. And even though I'm sick, hopefully you still like it enough that you subscribe and check out the rest of my videos. So yes, that was my reasoning for reviewing a Twilight movie. Hopefully I didn't lose any subscribers because of it. And if I did, well, that sucks. Hopefully I can review something super manly and awesome and get you guys back. Maybe I'll like review some like RoboCop or Rambo or something. You know, something real manly with guns and non-sparkling skin. So there you go. There you have it. This week's weekly movie review with yours truly, featuring the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1, as I believe the mouthful of the title there. So overall 2.5 stars. Let me know what you guys think. Did you love the movie? Did you hate the movie? Let me know why. And do more than just say, oh my God, Taylor's so hot. Don't do that, please. Tell me a reason why you liked or disliked the movie, or why you liked or disliked my review. Intelligent conversation. Let's do it. So, as always, thank you very much for checking out my videos. Hopefully I didn't lose anybody in the process this week. But as always, I do appreciate it. So if you want to check out the rest of my videos, you can hop up on my website, go to MatthewMaley.com, click the video blog tab, and you got everything listed right there. Or you can check it out up on YouTube. Either double click one of those videos in the video blog tab, or you can go to YouTube and search for Matthew Maley Poker directly. You can get all my videos on there. At which point you can like, comment, and subscribe so you can be the first person to know whenever I post up a new video, which happens a couple times a week. And I always appreciate whenever you guys drop me likes or comments. Even if they're negative comments, I always still like to get comments, and I always respond to them. I'm not some punk who deletes the negative comments or fake ups his stuff. I don't do that. I respond to everybody. So, you know, whether you're a supporter or a hater, I'm still gonna be real. That's just me. And of course, as always, you can follow your boy on Twitter at Matthew Maley. Definitely stay tuned during this weekend. It's the NBA All-Star. So gonna have the slam dunk competition, skills challenge, 3-point contest, the game. So I'll be posting a bunch of stuff up on there. So, oh, also, and of course, Facebook. Like your boy's page, search for Matthew Maley Poker, and like it. Maybe shout it out to all your friends. They can like it too. But until the next video, your boy is officially signing off. It is time to drink a little NyQuil and try to pass out early, because I got to get feeling better. I hate taking sick days when I'm actually sick. You feel me? So, until the next video, I'm officially signing off. Have a great weekend, y'all. Peace out.